Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. XRP forms largest bull flag in cryptocurrency history. That's the headline from the Crypto Basics, sharing perspective from a chart analyst who believes that this is going to result in an absolutely massive bull run. And he thinks that we're probably pretty close to this. Also, I want to share with you perspective from Anthony Pompliano, because I've been sharing my thoughts on this impending Bitcoin ETF. I think it's going to get approved, and maybe I'm wrong, and the masses who think that that's most probable are all going to found to be wrong. And okay, fine, then just push the date back. I mean, it's still going to happen here at some unknown point in the future, I firmly believe. But there's this question that we've been talking about a lot within the world of crypto. Is this just going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news thing? Is the price of Bitcoin upon the news breaking just going to plummet imminently, or is it going to surge and then shortly thereafter crater back on down? And I certainly think it's plausible it may, but there's more to it than this. I keep saying that there's going to be real money flowing in over a more of a prolonged period of time. And Anthony Pompliano, he shared some data here. And he said that, this is going to be basically the biggest, once this gets approved, this is going to be the biggest marketing blitz in history. And so that's why even if it's a buy the rumor, sell the news thing, it doesn't matter in the end. The real money will still really flow in. And you know what that'll mean for the entire space. So if Bitcoin continues to lead the way in that regard, and I think for the indefinite future, I see no reason to think that it wouldn't. This is going to be fantastic for everything. But the amount of money that should flow in as a result of this, truly staggering. And so I don't see enough people acknowledging this. But anyway, before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, my fellow XRP holders, we've had to be among the most patient of crypto holders in all, for the entirety of crypto, to see this through to this point. I mean, with XRP being the only top 10 coin that didn't see a new all-time high, I wonder why that is. SEC, looking at you. And all of this nonsense, I know, it's been a much longer journey, much more arduous than any of us would have guessed a few years back. Totally fair. But we have never been so damn close. We really are here. And as long as Bitcoin hits a new all-time, I firmly believe we're going to see XRP hit one too. I understand why it didn't, in 2021. That's easy to understand. I also understand why it didn't in July. Because one of the requirements historically for XRP to hit a new all-time high is for Bitcoin to be running here. And it doesn't mean that we're not going to see a big move up in the meantime. I mean, look, I think it's absolutely reasonable to expect that. Just like in 2017, when XRP started the year somewhere in the neighborhood of about half a penny, and then before hitting what is now the current all-time high, it had a crazy run up to over 40 cents in the first half of 2017. And then it cratered back down. But it did have some real serious excitement. And then it was dormant practically, just trading sideways for the next little over half a year. But then it resumed. And so that's why it's certainly plausible to think that we could be seeing much higher prices for XRP sooner than later. Even if we don't in the next several months, even if that's the case, even if we don't see a new all-time high, well, just wait for Bitcoin to get where it needs to go. And XRP can have another leg up. There's historical precedent for that. So I think we're going to have, 2023, let's be real, it's been a fantastic year for XRP. It just has. And I know some people are feeling sour in the community right now because other stuff's doing even better, but I think it's silly. I talked about it in the last video. But it has been a great year. It's been way better in 2022, and XRP has legal clarity. Well, I firmly believe what's most probable at this point is we're going to have a way better 2024 as an XRP community than we did 2023. So let's jump into this perspective here. Again, this piece is titled, XRP Forms Largest Bull Flag in Cryptocurrency History. Data confirms that XRP has formed what is possibly the largest bull flag in cryptocurrency history amid its sustained performance below the January 2018 all-time high of $3.84. ABS, a prominent market commentator and a member of the 3T Warrior Academy research team, disclosed this in a recent post on X. He cited XRP's price movements on the monthly time frame, noting that the flag formation could lead to a substantial bull run. Notably, data from the one-month chart brings credence to the claim. Recall that XRP leveraged the bull market of 2018 to record an impressive all-time high of $3.84. In January 2018, having surged by a mind-blowing 127,900% from the $0.003 value it witnessed in January of 2017. However, after XRP attained the $3.84 high in January 2018, the digital asset started recording a collapse. The bears looked to trigger a retracement that would see XRP relinquish all the gains picked up in 2017, one of the most successful years. And yeah, and by the way, folks, since I do not pretend to know where XRP is going to peak when it finally does, that is part of the reason that I will be selling earlier than some people. So the primary reason is that I bought way more XRP than I ever thought I would have. If you asked me how much I thought I might purchase back like 6 years ago when I jumped into crypto, I own way more than I ever thought I would. But the reason I did that is so that I can scale out at a lower price. I can start to scale at a lower price. So I'm hoping to hit a certain dollar value. I got kind of a rough idea in mind, as I'm sure pretty much all of you do as well. And because I took on more risk by purchasing more XRP, I'm going to be able to get out sooner. Because I have a feeling that even though the regular day-to-day volatility for XRP isn't going to bother me, I think I'm expecting to feel nervous when price starts heating up. And I am going to be concerned about making sure I scale up. But that's why I'm doing what I do, because I don't know where it's going to top out. So, if people are thinking it's going to top off at $15, then I'm going to make sure I'm way out before that. People think it's going to top off at $12. Well, I'm going to make sure I'm out way before that. This is just my general thinking on the topic here. So, it's just, you got to expect whatever it's hitting when it gets up there. Yeah, you're going to see a massive collapse again. This is par for the course. This is true with every coin. We've seen it with XRP, we've seen it with Bitcoin, we've seen it with ETH. Pick a coin, it happens. It's a known quantity. So for me, it's just a mission of, what can I actually reasonably sell this for? How is it going to go? And I'm going to make it my mission to not hold on so long and not be unreasonably greedy so that I don't fall into this position where I miss a crucial moment in the XRP bull run. That's really all I'm trying to get at here. And if that means that XRP runs way higher than where I sell it, good for the rest of you then that didn't sell it until those higher levels. Good for you. And I do mean that very genuinely. I just won't be there for it. In all likelihood, anyway. Anyway, peace continues. XRP corrected most of these gains, but remained above its initial price before the 2017 rally. All efforts at recovering the lost values and reclaiming the all-time high have proven abortive. Interesting choice of word, right? ABS pointed out that several market analysts attributed XRP's inability to reclaim the $3.84 all-time high to the SEC lawsuit. Duh. That's the biggest duh statement you could possibly have as to why. And it's true, though. It's yes. The U.S. SEC's charges came up in December 2020 amid multiple delistings and sustained selling pressure. XRP was unable to ride on the 2021 bull run to recover the $3.84 all-time high. The asset only hit a high of $1.96 in April 2021 and faced resistance. The lawsuit put XRP in a unique position. Yeah, and I will note, I have screen grabs of XRP in April 2021 at exactly $2. So it depends on where you're pulling the data from. So they said $1.96. I saw it at $2. It depends on what platform you're on, because each individual cryptocurrency exchange, that is its own contained market. And then when you get slight price discrepancies from exchange to exchange, those create arbitrage opportunities, which flatten out the price overall. Anyway, so here we go. Nonetheless, XRP's performance since it dropped from the $3.84 high in January 2018 has resulted in the formation of a bull flag. And so there's a chart on your screen for those of you that care to look. And that's on the monthly chart. The measured move during the 2017 rally formed the flagpole, while the price action from 2018 to this point has formed the flag. Due to the duration, this flag represents the largest bull flag formed by any crypto asset, ABS says. His chart suggests that XRP is now heading toward the peak of the flag, looking to engineer a breakout soon. Notably, such a breakout, coupled with XRP's recent legal clarity, could result in a massive price run. And I'll just tell you this. Again, I don't make price predictions, I never will, and I don't pretend to know anything for sure, but yes, that would be my strong suspicion. We're going to have some face-melting action in the not-too-distant future. And then there's also, though, this narrative, and I don't agree with all the aspects of it, but this whole Bitcoin ETF thing, like I was kind of laying out some thoughts at the beginning part of this video here, I do think that The actual ETF itself, once it's approved, there will probably be multiple approved all at once, is my current guess based on new information that's occurred over the last few weeks. Yes, when this happens, ultimately it will result in a ton of money flowing in. And as a result, since these have real ramifications in terms of actual supply and demand of Bitcoin, it's gonna, like, the implications of it, it's hard to overstate if you're looking over a long period of time. Now, in the short term, that may not be the case. I totally think it's plausible, perhaps most likely, that Bitcoin runs on the positive news, and then not long after that, people start selling, goes back down. I could absolutely imagine that happening. We'll find out together. I don't know for sure, but what I'm saying is, even if that happens, unless you think that BlackRock and all the other major firms out there are going to have these financial products, these Bitcoin ETFs, and they're going to fail, then what is the worry here? And so Anthony Pompliano, although he is a Bitcoin maximalist, and I think that's completely ridiculous, he's making good points here. And that's why I wanted to share this with you, because not enough people are talking about the real world impact here. But he wrote the following: "The greatest marketing blitz in finance history is coming. We are on the precipice of one of the largest marketing blitzes in the history of financial markets. The Bitcoin spot ETF is rumored to gain approval in early January 2024, which will kick off a global competition between financial heavyweights for billions of dollars in assets under management." Let's dive into some of the numbers. When the ETF is approved, it is likely that $50 to $100 billion will flow into the various funds within the first 12 to 24 months. The approval of a futures Bitcoin ETF was the fastest growing ETF in history, with approximately $1 billion invested into the fund in the first 48 hours. So we should see quite a bit of exuberance around the spot Bitcoin ETF. Okay, so I'll pause here to note, I'm not saying I'm completely sold on that rough estimate in terms of dollar figures, 50 billion to 100 billion. I've seen other estimates much more conservative, maybe over the first year, maybe more like 15 billion. And it's not something that happens overnight, obviously. So, but that's why for me, it's about slow and steady wins the race here. But as far as the idea of, yes, this go, and then it's off to the right. And it's going to be a fight for all of these firms trying to get a foothold as like the dominant force in selling their spot Bitcoin ETF product here. So yeah, when this happens, it's going to be incredible. It's just that, I'm just saying, don't be surprised if there is a sell-off shortly thereafter. That won't be surprising in the least to me. We'll see if it happens, but anyway, he continues. Additionally, Grayscale's GBTC had about $40 billion market cap in the 2021 bull market. Even though it was a less ideal trust structure, this signified how much investors wanted Bitcoin exposure via public markets. Yeah, and so I'll pause note here, and this is why this will be so consequential. The everyday Joe Schmo out there can do this, because when you're talking about purchasing Grayscale's, their Bitcoin trust, fantastic, but you have to be an accredited investor. So that already limits people right there. But you're talking about being able to purchase, the spot Bitcoin ETF on the New York Stock Exchange. And also, whatever figure you think makes sense, flowing in the first 12, 24 months, as is discussed here by Anthony Pompliano. The dollar figure, it's estimated that you should expect, in terms of the implications for market cap, a 5 to 10 fold increase for that. So like on the more conservative number I saw, which is not what Anthony Pompliano said, 15 billion. So expect the market cap of Bitcoin to increase 5 to 10 times that. So then, if you're talking about Anthony Pompliano's numbers, though, then it starts to get real wacky. And and this does seem to be what he thinks is probable. So, and if he's right, then great. I'm going to be here, so I'll be happy to see it. But if you're talking about 50 to 100 billion and a 5 to 10 fold increase, which are some of the best estimates that I found, because that's just that's what it means. For every dollar that flows into Bitcoin, I've seen the arguments that it's just they're estimates. But 5 to 10 fold increase, so you put in $1, then market cap goes up by 5. Anyway, he then says, given these prior data points, we can assume the $50 to $100 billion number for ETF inflows. GBTC currently charges a 2% management fee. ProShares charges 0.95%. Let's handicap the probable fee structure at a 1% management fee for easy numbers. This means $500 million to $1 billion is up for grabs in annual revenue to the winners of the ETF asset race. What would you do if you were the ETF issuers that get approved? And so, look, this is what I'm talking about. This is not the same as similar products that were approved in other countries, like Canada. This is not the same. This is a gigantic market, major players, whole different realm. And yes, I do buy the idea that over the long haul, they're going to be having an intense battle, and right out the gate is what matters most, just to even try and get a foothold. Anyway, he continues. Spend an insane amount of money to capture as much market share as you possibly can. We know from previous ETFs and markets that ETF assets under management tends to be fairly sticky. Once a clear winner has been established, it tends to keep the dominant position. Liquidity begets liquidity. Assets attract assets. This is why I believe we will see the most insane marketing blitz in the history of financial markets in 2024. In my estimation, asset managers will collectively spend $100 million or more trying to woo investors and capital to their respective ETFs. There will be PR wars waged on the front pages of financial media. CEOs will be paraded around television news outlets as much as possible. There will be TV commercials, Super Bowl ads, full-page takeovers of newspapers, a flood of content on every social media platform, and billboards everywhere. Finance has never seen what is about to happen, but the reward is not only $500 million to $1 billion. The reward is that amount of money every year for the foreseeable future. Sure, there will be a fee pressure over time, but the next 5+ years, the ETF winner is going to capture billions of dollars in revenue. How much would you spend on marketing to capture $1 billion in annual revenue? A lot. We are about to find out the exact answer for BlackRock, ARK, Fidelity, Bitwise, and many others. The blitz is coming. It will be so epic that you will be tired of the ads. Everywhere you turn, someone will be asking you to invest in the Bitcoin ETF. This is what bull markets are made of, and Bitcoin is poised to benefit. So that's what he had to say. Now, as far as, it sounds exciting. I like he worded it quite well. I'm not saying I fully buy in to the excitement surrounding what he just wrote here, like and the degree to which it's going to happen, but the concepts are what I'm saying I agree with. The concepts are true. BlackRock is not going to have a failed Bitcoin product. I don't believe that for a moment. So even if you're talking about it taking years and years and years for it to have a profound impact, which would be far longer than what Anthony Pompliano thinks. He thinks next year it's going to have a profound impact. But either way, I still think it's going to be fantastic. He's just more optimistic than I personally am for the short term, because I don't know, and I'm not saying definitively that I think he's wrong either. I think it's clear that we don't know the degree to which people are going to find success. How big is the market for this type of product? How many people can be sold on this product in the first 12 months? Because the sales process is a long process. It's not like the first time you mention a client, hey, there's this new spot Bitcoin. It's not like that happens, and then the person just makes the purchase. That would be uncommon, actually. Typically when it comes to sales activities, you need at least 7 touches, and so whether it's contacting, not to get off onto a sales tangent, I just have a background in that, but the point is, it doesn't happen like snap of a finger. Now, for some people buy more quickly than others, fine. I'm just saying on average, it's not. And so even if it takes more than a year, and then more people get interested over time and are willing to have a conversation 3 years out instead of in 2024, okay. But this is why I say over a long period of time, the degree to which this will be consequential, it's hard to overstate. Now, in the short term, it's probably overblown to some degree. But we'll see. Either way, it's exciting, and we're still going to have this bull run regardless of the ETF situation. Like, the market's hot even without this. Some people think that there's a certain amount of this already priced in. Okay, whatever. But I think most of this has just been clearly organic, right? It's a fun time to be in crypto, folks. It's a very fun time to be in crypto. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.